If you want to know what the most popular creatures used by the top 50 players are, then this is the video for you. I have collated and analysed the data, and I'm ready to show you the results. But be warned, I have a bar chart. All will become clearer later. But before I do that, stick around to the end of the video for news of a free prize giveaway. I collected the data from the players' profiles on the leaderboard, then entered this into a spreadsheet to then create this chart. So here's the output, but what does it tell us? Cirro Magnus, Monolorhino and Hadrus Lux remain the top 3 best creatures. All 50 top players have Cirro Magnus and 49 of the 50 have Monolorhino and Hadrus Lux. So it's hard to see any teams that don't have these creatures at their core. In terms of winners, Scorpius Rex Gen 3 is a clear winner. It's brand new in release 2.8 and has gone straight into 47 teams of the top 50 players. Talk about zero to hero. Molten Rex has dropped from 50 teams during the 2.7 release to 41 teams in 2.8. Still very popular, but I suspect it has been replaced by Scorpius Rex Gen 3. Schoonosaurus has taken over the sauropod tank role from Gemini Titan and Ardentis Maxima. In the 2.7 release, Schoonosaurus received a couple of buffs that changed its popularity significantly. As a result, Schoonosaurus has gone from being on 8 top 50 players teams in 2.7 to 34 teams in 2.8. The 7th most popular creature is Grypolith. Although there's been a slight reduction in its popularity across the top 50 players, it's still very, very popular and clearly a very useful creature to have on a team. And next we have Compsognathus. This came in during 2.7. Initially had a few players who in the top 50 that used it, and they managed to get high levels of the creature, but it's taken some time for more of the top 50 to get Compsognathus at levels that are going to be effective. And we've got a couple of players who've got them at level 27, so probably thinking 27 is the minimum level you need to have your Compsognathus to be fully effective. So as you can see there, it's been a pretty big increase in the take-up of Compsognathus across those top 50 players. So that's the top 8 creatures in our chart. We'll now look at those that didn't fare so well. In terms of losers, and let's be fair, if they're in the top 50 teams, they're not really losers. We really have to start with Trichosaurus. Previously the top dog for so long, its demise started when apex creatures became more prevalent in the arena. During 2.7, 17 of the top 50 teams utilised Tricho, but that's now down to just 1. This final push down the ladder of popularity, in my view, has been due to the flock creatures. Next up, should that be next down, is Erlikospix. I must say that this was a surprise to me. It's gone from 17 teams to 3 in the top 50. I do wonder whether it will bounce back a little, as it is a great counter for Scorpius Rex Gen 3 with its precise rampage. Tenontorex, a long-time player's favourite, has dropped right down as well from 2.7 release, so it's down to about 5 players now, so not very popular. I guess if you like Tenontorex, then you're going to make sure you use it, but it's quite low down now. Same with Antarctic Venator, not many people utilising that one. I think that's actually one of the most underrated creatures in the deck. You know, it's got its swap-in distraction, it's got its counter attack. It had a buff, I think it was in 2.7 or 2.8. So you know, very useful creature if you can utilise that. And I guess the rest of the list really, they're only kind of single use or no use at all. Kind of Gorgotrebex, we've got 1 player using that. Dracoceratosaurus, got 1 player, and Diaragosaurus still hanging in there with 1 player. So I guess some players, they have their favourite creatures and they want to utilise them, and that's maybe why they're in there. The rest of the list you can see there are creatures that have been utilised by the top 50 during 2.7 release, but have now been completely dropped since the release of 2.8. If we look at the 2.8 tier list, and specifically the Tyrant category, we can see that 6 of the 8 most popular creatures used by the top 50 players are represented. Mortem, Rex and Grypolith being the exceptions. What's worth remembering here though is that the tier list does not reflect boosts applied. I hope you found that useful in identifying creatures you may want to focus on for your PvP teams. It's important to remember though that it's not necessarily best to focus on the top 8 creatures, as they may not provide the best balance for your team as a whole or may not reflect your battling style. That said, the number 1 player at the time of my analysis was using all 8 creatures. Prize giveaway is a Jurassic World 24 karat gold plated ticket. I've currently got just over 500 subscribers. Once I get to 1000, I will do a random draw and one subscriber will be the lucky winner of the 24 karat gold plated ticket. So to be in with a chance of winning this prize, all you have to do is click the subscribe button. It couldn't be any easier. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it or found it informative. Please do provide any feedback in the description below. I always respond to comments, so please feel free to add your comments, feedback or suggestions. Okay, until next time, this is Alien Newt.